Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this video finds you. Welcome to Ticks. We got here on the screen is Mrs. Anna Luna talking about UAPs or UFOs as we once knew them as. At any rate, sorry, I can't sleep. I'm anxious, so I can't sleep. Whenever I get anxious, I can't sleep, and then my mind gets to going crazy. So, think about the conversation having tonight with Lewis and Albert, and I got to thinking about the two types of racism that we as Black people have to deal with in this country, because they're not the same. They're not the same. They're of two different aspects. Okay, let's explore the one we're most familiar with, which is democratic or liberal racism, where they think that they need to fight for you because you can't fight for yourself, you can't think for yourself, you're just a dumb animal. I mean, look at yourselves. Like, you gave up your freedom and security for integration. I mean, like, seriously, like, we don't shop at your store, so why would you want to shop at ours? So much so that you destroyed your own buying power. Well, at least, within your own community, circulated amongst yourselves. You chose welfare, food stamps, Section 8. Instead of sticking with your husbands, where you live in safe neighborhoods amongst each other. Well, depending on where you live with each other, not all Black neighborhoods are the same. We know that for sure. We all got a super toe up projects. We wouldn't be caught walking through there in the daytime unless we were surrounded by cops or something. I mean, I'm being facetious, but you get the idea. Y'all got that rough part of town in a Black neighborhood. And they're all the way up to, gated communities with 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom houses and everything, swimming pools. We're not a monolith economically. But the problem is that our wealth gap amongst each other still has us at the very bottom of the American economic ladder. I think on average of $54,000 a year. I mean, and that's despite all the millionaires that we have that, poor people wind up becoming rich from, either through entertainment or athletics. Of course, the smart ones wind up in finance, banking, real estate, whatever, the nerds. And they don't vote Democratic for the most part. The athletes and entertainers, they do. I mean, they are, because they were raised on Section 8 and food stamps. So if it wasn't for the Democrats, we wouldn't have survived. Because, Lyndon B. Johnson said, I passed signed this bill. I had him voting 200 years. What are we, 70 years in? Completely economically destroyed us. And socially, psychologically, because prolonged exposure to poverty, it'll drive you crazy. You'll have people out here doing things they shouldn't be doing. What's up, Carlton? They'll have you out here doing things you shouldn't be doing. Instead of macking to these girls, they jacking cars and jacking off. They flash mob robbing grocery stores and corner stores and malls, and especially the high-end stores. to fence them for cash. They're wearing shiesties and pretty much threatening to beat you up in your own home, mother, because you could do it all by yourself. You didn't need no man. That was one of the things, of course, that I disagreed on Charlie Kirk with. He was saying that we black men just abandoned the children. Like, no, dude. We were sperm jacked. A lot of black men get sperm jacked, especially athletes and entertainers. They get sperm jacked. I mean, good Lord. Travis Hunter, paging Travis Hunter, paging Travis Hunter, paging Travis Hunter. Yes, come to the deposit window. 2E. Bring some tissues. You were walking ghetto lottery tickets. What's up, baby? Did you want to come up? I can have it at open panel. I'm getting it all out now. But yeah, that Democratic Party that never shows up in your neighborhoods, never wants anything from you until it's time to vote. So they give you Beyonce and weed. It's Beyonce and friends, and then like maybe a week or two before it's time to vote, then suddenly, oh, and black man, here's a prostate exam and a joint. Get fired commentator Tiffany Cross. Sitting up here talking about Tariq Nasheed listeners. Don't be listening to them. Kevin Samuels listening. Don't be listening to them. Get out there and vote for Kamala Harris. Like, or Joe Biden, whatever. It was Biden, right? Yeah, because she got fired. And look, here's, oh, we gonna get to you, Miss Jasmine Crockett. Don't you worry. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Oh my God. These people are the descendants of slave masters and overseers and the Klan. The NRA. Believe me, they have both sets of members. Don't think it's all conservative over at the NRA. The Klan, the NRA is the Klan. The Ku Klux Klan was labeled a terrorist organization. The next day, up pops the NRA, National Rifle Association. From my cold dead hands. Yeah. Those Democrats. And now they want to sit up here and talk about gun control when they want to control you. After they let in all these criminal illegals. Got your dumb ass out here protesting for. Meanwhile, they sit up here, murdering your daughters who was just trying to earn a little dirty money. Why do you think the legal Hispanics don't want them here? Why the fuck do you think they went through that grueling, damn near 10-year process to become a citizen and work hard and earn their keep? Because they wanted to get away from them. The ones that when your 11-year-old daughter sneak out the house being a little bit too grown for herself to go hang out with her friends after midnight, and two of them befriend her outside of a convenience store until they get her to where she can be dragged up under a bridge and assaulted for 2 hours before finally being choked to death with her own jeans and thrown naked in a shallow ravine that you pass by every day. Those of you that have them, pass by them every day. You roll right on top of them. You know the ones you look down, you see the rocks in the water. Yeah, the ICE shooting in Chicago where the guy, he was an illegal. You're a criminal, bro. They don't care. Don't you look? You're not supposed to get even a parking ticket, especially if you're an illegal. You shouldn't get a parking ticket. The last place you want to be in 2025 is in Trump's justice system. So they went to go pick him up. He dragged an agent, and the agent popped his ass. And now they trying to play it like he was such a good Samaritan and everything. Like, but if he was such a good Samaritan and was doing everything the right way, then why he got DUIs? Why did he try to flee? Good people, when caught, just give it up. Oh, you got me. You don't resist. You comply. You knew the risk. You knew the full risk. Even if you tried to run, what, did you think they wasn't gonna shoot you? You dragging a federal agent along the car? Yeah, you goddamn right he popped you. I'm sorry, I'm not celebrating his death, but it's like with Charlie Kirk. Like, bro knew the risks. Bro knew the risk. In all honesty, he should have started moving those. He should have moved those events indoors. Let's just be honest. Once the crowd started getting a little bit too raunchy and raucous, he should have moved the events indoors. That's exactly what Steven Crowder. That's why he stopped doing them. The original, change my mind guy, 8-foot table with a sign. Yeah, they knew the risk. He was talking about, Steven Crowder was saying how they was coming at them with bike locks and everything and whatnot. Like, hold up. He was like, you know what? This is getting too dangerous. I'm done. I'll just stay in my studio. Yeah. He underestimated the political climate. But you know what? The thing about it was that he was that much and deep in his conviction that he wasn't even scared. He wasn't even scared. He fundamentally believed in people just that much. But let me get off of that, because that's the Republican racism that we're going to talk about, which I guess is the perfect segue. Because, I mean, what more can I say about the Democratic Party except that you are now their broken toys. They fixed your little red wagon, probably beyond repair. I mean, my thumbnails, if you really look at it, Biden set the house on fire. And now your children are out here running around in the streets, just wilding, whether they're young or old. I mean, look, the dude that stabbed the little Ukrainian girl 14 times, he was in and out of prison. 14 times. They're letting him go on a signature bond. This is the Democrats, because the judge was double dipping. She would let people go, but she would send them to her Hug a Thug NGO, again, where the money, $5 million come in the front, 4.5 million go out the back, and the 500,000 is spent on operating costs. It's a scam. She was sending people to that Hug a Thug, probably getting paid by person. I mean, that's a lucrative racket. And look what he did. I mean, it's so bad that you got what we would probably call a typical chick that you see all across Black society. Overweight, horrible weave, horrible makeup, wearing clothes that are way too small for her, and out here acting a fool and antagonizing just folks, but and particularly white folks, because you're a Black woman, so you're a victim, so you're supposed to recognize my victimhood and bow down. You're using that card while desecrating a man's memory in front of his supporters. I mean, supporters that are worldwide, singing a song that another dumb college chick was singing on a college campus, intentionally antagonizing this man's supporters. Like, you do understand the last chick, the original, the OP, yeah, she got kicked out of school. I really do hope for her sake that she was on full scholarship, because you wasted my money like that. I see why that white girl poked up her mother when her mother finally got the call from the school talking about some she ain't been in college for the past 2.5 months. Like, she got expelled. We want to know when she gonna come get her stuff. And the mother, like typical horror movie. What? She hasn't been there in how long? Expelled. With the daughter in the kitchen. So the daughter freaked out. It just went ham on the mom, Michael Myers style. Hung up the phone, threw a rock through the window, called the police. Well, the police was already all on their way because they heard the woman screaming. So the girl, trying to cover her tracks, tried to say a big black man broke in through the window to rob them, and he, poked up the mother. And the father showed up. This is a real story. Father showed up, and the police pulled him to the side like, look, man, it looks like your daughter stabbed up, deleted your wife. Is that her mother? That is her mother. Oh, she's talking to the detectives now, but it's not looking good for her. And this is when then they showed the detectives, because it's all body cam. She showed the detectives. She telling this cockamamie BS story. Some crazy drugged out black man in a hoodie broke in the window. Yeah, she took her mother out because of school grades, because she dropped out of school. Yeah. So that little fatty 2x4, I really do hope he was on scholarship. Yeah, black folks need to leave that Kirk situation alone. If these white folks turn up, black people may be in trouble. Like, we are not a protected group. You said Democrats are definitely worse than the Republicans, in my opinion. Yeah, and this is what I want to get into as we segue into this. That behavior right there, who do you think is saying they have the fatigue concerning that behavior? You think it's the Democrats? I really want to. I'm not going to pull up the video because that girl was disgusting. It was like, what if Jasmine Crockett was out there in the streets antagonizing Charlie? She would have acted the same way. She acted the same plum fool. And the messed up part about it is that the guy that was recording, when she started singing the song, because he wanted to just give her some physical consequences. But he was practicing restraint. But it's both sides, though. He wanted to give her restraint. He gave restraint, and then she eventually got arrested for assault and everything. And whatever. So she got kicked out of school. But she was so surprised that she got arrested because she was under the impression that, I can go around committing crimes and antagonizing people because, under Democratic leadership, which is, I guess black leadership, the way black people want it to be, nothing is really a crime. I can get away with committing crime. Look, I can steal all this stuff out of Walmart and there's nothing they can do. $20 here, $40 there. 9 times out of 10, when somebody get arrested for stealing at Walmart, it's because of their facial recognition technology, their anti-theft technology, where they can see exactly what you got in your pocket or snuggled down in your sock. You say she crashed out in the wrong state. Yeah, she crashed out in Texas. They got their own problems with the Muslims and the illegals. They definitely ain't got no time for no wild boar cutting a monkey, antagonizing the good Christian white folks of Texas. That would be their legal system talking. Ooh, that boy Carmelo Anthony, that dude is gone. Ooh, at any rate, because we know the Republicans don't play that shit. They don't play that shit. They're about law and order. The funny thing about it is that we used to be Republicans because it was the Republicans, the Republic, that fought to free us from, antebellum slavery. Because it was destroying the Union. Because remember, the United States wasn't so united. The North and the South was divided. Democratic states were ruled by the Dixiecrats. Abraham Lincoln claimed everything else out of the 13 colonies, 13 original colonies. But that shit, they couldn't deal with it. The crime that was going on, all of the racial violence, because everybody was fighting for jobs. And unfortunately, for a lot of these foreign white immigrants, they weren't as skilled as the American black worker, especially if there was a strapping young buck escaping slavery. I mean, they taught you how to do everything down there. You did all the work, all the house buildings, all the crop growings, tilling the fields. Yeah, you know all that stuff. You got skills. They really didn't. Why do you think they went crazy when we came back from the war and they got to hanging us in our uniforms and everything? They were scared shitless. Plus, we got a leg up and we know how to fight. We're trained soldiers. And back then, they used to let you come home with your gun. Stay home, yeah. What the fuck we gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? Take it with you. How many y'all got grandfathers and uncles or whatnot that, oh, grandpa, where you get that gun from? Oh, it was in the war. Yeah. PTSD, lock up the gun. Grandpa might get to shooting at the neighbors. Kill the dog and the cat, thinking that they gooks, enemy soldiers. The Nazis are coming. Oh, Fluffy. Let me stop. No, but yeah, the Republicans, they won the Civil War. Because, like Red Butler said, now the cannon factory in the whole South, they got a fleet that'll bottle up our harbors and starve us in days. Say my granddad had a closet full of firearms. Yeah. All we got is cotton, slaves, and arrogance. Like, because we don't know how to build nothing. Well, that's treachery. Sound like us. And you have people like me that are like, hey, look, these are the ills of our society. We need to get up out of this. We've been trapped. Don't you see the trap? Okay, you see the trap. We always talk about the trap. Well, hey, look, we got to get out of the trap. Let's spread the message on how to get out of the trap. I'm not saying other people don't do it. I'm just saying this is just my philosophy. What the hell is going on in the political sphere? I need to know what the hell these people are up to, because the last administration was trying to destroy us beyond a shadow of a doubt. They got us out here looking bad. And not saying that, black people are predisposed to crime, but, being perpetually encased in poverty, let me tell you something. I mean, you got some of us that they just be about it. And a lot of us now are just doing it for fun. And I'm talking about the youth. And you got older versions of them too. They like to stab people on subway cars. They like to push people in front of trains. And then when somebody finally deal with their ass to the point where, they gone, all of a sudden now, I'm sorry, that person is the bad guy. Because, your social programs, which are, supposedly designed to work, are not, they don't work. So we are tired of just giving our taxpayer dollars to these organizations that do nothing, do absolutely nothing. They do absolutely nothing. Sure, they might have a success story here or there, maybe in a Alcoholics Anonymous group meeting, but it's not doing shit to curb crime. These kids don't give a damn about midnight. You know what the kids do when they go to midnight basketball? They shoot up the midnight basketball court over the game. Okay, over the game, because they haven't been taught how to deal with their emotions, so they wind up becoming sore losers. Yeah, we see that every night on the 6 o'clock news. Octavia shot up Felantonio. Pookie and Ray Ray did a smash and grab. Walter was the victim of a carjacking. And you know what we do? We I want you to understand how they see us. I want you to understand how they see us. The crime in your neighborhood, right? That 87%. And of course you say it's because of proximity. Okay. You say it's because of proximity. Our worst crimes, I'm speaking as from the Republican side, the white Christian, conservative Republican side, whatever. Our worst crimes is one of our kids, or one of your kids even, or whatever the hell, where it's white on white crime, no matter what the political affiliation. It's one of our teenage sons letting off a can of shells into a crowd of innocent people, no matter what the setting is. Oh my God, not the children. He went for the children. Why is it always the children? Why is it always the children? I mean, occasionally you'll get a Tops grocery store up in Buffalo or a Dylan Roof. By the way, Democrats, Dylan Roof had a freaking Confederate flag all over the place with the black friends standing right there, just totally embraced in the culture. That dry ass Jerry curl in the 2000s. Well, when did that happen? It was in the 2000s, but kids sitting up there with a dry ass Jerry curl, he was always a nice guy to me. But I digress. Those are normally our worst crimes. But those crimes, our worst crimes, happens every day, if not every other day, all across America with your own people. I mean, what was the soup du jour this past summer? Birthday parties, was it not? They had embraced villainy. I swear to God, birthday parties were being shot up. The Brooklyn Day Party in Baltimore, they still haven't found all the shooters, probably because they're hooked up with that NGO called Safe Streets, run by criminals, as most NGOs that are hugger thugs. Most hugger thugs are run by street dudes that are too old to be in the game like that. I got this nonprofit to help out the youth and inner city kids. We try to do stuff and things with them. I'm trying to open up a black school for boys, stuff like that, where the money is just going right to the user. No different than being a pastor. No different. Or a politician. Especially a Democratic politician. I mean, good Lord. How many of them go to jail for corruption? At any rate, setting that aside, those crimes happen almost every other day up and down the United States in your community. And I mean, sadly, we all know the routine. We've seen it on the news every single freaking time when they talk about one of you being a victim of neighborhood crime, as you like to call it, because you don't want us to call it black on black crime, because that's racist. I mean, then who the fuck is the black crime on? And who's the perpetrator? Describe it. What's his color? Black. Okay. And you're the victim, right? What's your color? Black. Okay. Yeah, black on black crime. Stop acting like that shit is a fucking. You stop being sensitive about reality. At any rate, because we have white on white crime too. Trust me, we have atrocities that just. You guys are killing each other at an exorbitant rate for 13% of the population. It's funny to see these major cities talk about how it looks like the murder rate has dropped by at least normally about between 200 to 300 people per year since 2023. And it's like, yeah, because, sometimes those guys are shooting at each other. You understand? Somebody done shot somebody, or somebody done went and got revenge, or somebody done sprayed up the block, you know what I'm saying? Or they done out in the streets. They got a battle. What's up, nigga? We heard y'all was gonna be here. Blah, 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 blah. Or they shoot up innocent people and they go to jail. So yeah, the murders are going down because the perpetrators are either dead or in jail. But that's still too much. That's not fighting crime. That's watching a community cannibalize itself. You say Safe Streets is BLM on a smaller scale. Yeah, trust me, man. Last year, that was Shantae Jackson. Trust me, Mackenzie Frost was hot on that tail. I was all over that Safe Street story. Charles probably thought I hated Baltimore. Like, no, just Brandon Scott. Alvin Bates, that was a damn good idea. We're like, yeah, we need to start punishing the parents, because that's the only way you'll get them to stop. Ain't no parent doing no time for their child. At any rate, yeah, that's the black community cannibalizing itself. Talking about some crime is down, murder is down. Yeah, it's called process of elimination. So the Republican Party sees that and they go, they simply look at you and say, stop voting Democrat. Your cities are like this. All of this is going on with you because you stop voting Democrat. Like, you keep doing tell me, you've heard them say this. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. Stop voting Democrat. Stop voting in people who will do nothing for you. They tell you that. Politically, they've always been our friend as far as what their track record is. Emancipation Proclamation, the 14th Amendment, all right, which gave us citizenship and the right to buy land, property, and everything, and be seen as him being affirmative action, to where they could no longer discriminate against us, be it job, school. I think then you had I think it was the I can't think of the name of it, but it was the one that stopped redlining. It was the bill that stopped redlining. They signed it in 1968. That was all Republicans. Republicans introduced welfare into the bill, but the thing about it was you had Lyndon B. Johnson in there with a majority Democratic Party, as far as the Congress. And they were filibustering because they didn't want to do it. Because in all honesty, Democrats didn't want to give a shit. And the Republicans really was just doing it because, it was like, hey, you know what? All of this stuff is going on. Let's get these people on their feet. There's a lot of poverty going on, because do understand at the time there were no Tulsa, Oklahomas anymore. There were no more Rosewoods. Democrats have burned them all down. So we're just staying in pockets of neighborhoods. Blacks on the east side, whites on the west, that type of stuff. At any rate, right, but it was nothing that we called our own. But there were cases where we shared towns, and of course, you find yourself getting run out of town because Missy Ann said some crazy stuff. At any rate, yeah, like why do you think you keep getting gentrified? But I'm going off on a tangent. The Democrats didn't want to sign the bill concerning welfare. Lyndon B. Johnson had to explain it to him. Like, you have to understand, we can use this. It'd be a good little trap to keep the black community down. Because, only the Democrats don't like competition. We see that today. They don't like competition. So they said, fuck it. They passed the bill. I hadn't voted in 200 years. And therefore, we betrayed the Republican Party, because remember, we were Republicans first. Before that bill was signed, we were Republicans first. Politically, they made a way for us. And we betrayed them. And they said, okay. So they don't look for our vote. Because we said, fuck them. For welfare. We chose welfare and financial slavery over them, where we had economic growth. I mean, Charlie Kirk did say, hey, he asked the question to the young black boy who was all this whataboutisms and I'm a black victim and whatnot, and a few other people that was coming at him trying to play the card. And he asked the question. He said, hey, look, because in all honesty, all the problems, I'm getting ahead of myself. He said, hey, look, after 1968, you guys, you suddenly went to fatherless homes, and you became, at the very bottom of the economic ladder. Black people became poorer. They are worse off now than when they were after slavery and during Jim Crow. Because at the height of Jim Crow, I mean, the black dollar stayed in black neighborhoods. We had fathers, wives, and husbands with children in the homes. You understand? You didn't steal from Mr. Johnson's grocery store, because, you'll come back home from playing. Mr. Johnson will be sitting on the porch in the rocking chair with your father. Yeah, froze you in your goddamn tracks. Because you knew he was going to beat your ass. You knew he was going to beat your ass. Stealing apples, huh? That's what we do around here. Now, I needed that money. That's my work money. Get your ass in here. Tow you up. We policed our own communities back then. We didn't rely on white folks because we knew that could be disastrous. At any rate, especially if you got a racist Democratic sheriff, chief of police, whatever. At any rate, and openly about it too. At any rate, we're talking about back in the day, back during, you know, post-slavery Jim Crow. Emmett Till, anyone? At any rate, your families and neighborhoods were more intact before Lyndon B. Johnson signed that bill. The way they look at it, your problem isn't so much, well, yeah, it is your behavior, but a lot can change concerning your behavior, you know, because people that have something don't want to lose it. Your behavior would change if you had something to lose, you know, like a good job, a nice house, a family, you got kids at home. Kids are supposed to be your prime motivator, are they not? All of us that had hardworking parents, be it a mother, father, or both of them. I mean, you think they did it because they liked it? Like, no, they did it to keep a roof over your head and food in your belly. You know, the ones that work for a living. They're not going to mess that up. At least the men try not to. We all know who initiates divorce. We always know the ones that we find ourselves on a paternity court show trying to figure out if we're the father or not. I mean, good Lord, Maury has just made millions just reading paternity tests. It's like that's all he does now. Screw interviewing people. Like, I'll just do paternity tests, you know, all day long. I mean, and these guys get really theatrical when they're not the dad. I mean, they put on a good show. Dance, monkey, dance. Oh, look what a slut you are. This time you brought 5 men. All could potentially be the father, huh? These 5? You sure there aren't more? Oh, you sure? Okay, because concerning this person, that person, this person, that person, and that person, you are not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father. And you are not the father. Oh! 5 days a week. You know, you could cure all of that if you had some leadership, true male leadership in the home. You don't have to embarrass yourself like that. Am I available for debates? I got someone who will overheard you and disagrees. Disagrees with what? I mean, we see this shit every day. Disagree with what? Let me see if I'm entertained by it. Yeah, but the Republican Party just look at that and be like, you know, your issue really, you can solve that through education. And I don't mean just school, but also socially. Why are you having children out of wedlock? Why aren't you looking, you know, virtually every race outside of the Hispanics, you guys, black folks and the Hispanics, you're the only ones where while you're in college, you're not looking for a husband. It's not just athletes who wind up marrying their college sweethearts. It's a lot of Brads and Chads out there working regular 9 to 5 jobs or whatnot. Got married straight out of college. Them chicks go to school to get a degree where they can work and build up their money. We're talking about Republicans. Build up their money together with their husband. Go from an apartment to a starter home. Then when they're ready to have kids, they'll upgrade. Then next thing you know, she a stay-at-home mom. Probably working from home. I mean, today you can work remotely. Still got her career while at home with the babies. You see it all the time. If you watch these sports shows, these freaking sportscasters, even some of the political people, they be off in their library or something, and then you've had the bloopers where the kids come walking in through the study door. Daddy, daddy. Oh, go back to mommy. You can work remotely. He said Democrats and Republicans are the same. They're the same race, but they're not of the same mentality. They both see you as dumb animals, but the Republicans see you as, they see you acting like a dumb animal. But they know you're not a dumb animal because they know your history better than you do. These people are patriots. They know their history, especially concerning you, better than you do. That's why they don't reach out to you. You turn traitor. Now look at you. All these crimes every day. You get held accountable. Suddenly it's racism. They're so tired of hearing y'all say that. The word doesn't even have any meaning anymore. They start calling you racist. And I can't be racist, really. Can you be racist to a Chinese person? Yeah. What about a Hispanic? Yeah. I don't want to hear all that financial dynamic. Like, chick, I work a 9 to 5 just like you do. You make more money than I do. How the fuck what fucking privilege do I have over you? My skin color? What the fuck does that mean? I don't have a white privilege card on me. What is it? Where is it? They don't want to hear that shit. Get up off your ass and do something. And it's funny because I've been saying this shit since 2018. That eventually they were going to reform welfare in Section 8 because they tried to get black women off of it before in the 80s when they were handing out scholarships to C students for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in between meal snacks. And apparently what happened was these girls went to college, got knocked up, and went right back on that welfare or that food stamps. And I mean, they even gave you like what is that daycare stuff? Title 22 or whatever. They take care of your daycare. Here, you ain't got to play like you a stay-at-home mom. Go get you a job and we'll watch your kids. We'll take care of the bill. Fuck that up. He said both parties are in on us fighting each other for money. Oh yeah. You say thank you, but I don't like it when a woman says it. But if it's a black man say it, you'll call him a coon. Time for a change. Yeah, I mean, that it just turned into one big drag on the economy and the hustle. So it took a president like Trump to come in. And I'm not praising him, but I'm just stating facts. Took a president like Trump to come in and be like, you know what? I'm cutting this shit off. You get 2 years. You get 2 years on Section 8. You get 2 years on welfare, and your food stamps. No, you're not getting like $3,000 goddamn dollars for 2 kids. Are you crazy? And no, you can't buy no sugary drinks, no junk food, no nothing. This is for food, not for snacks. Not for no sody pop. You're supposed to be roughing it. You're not supposed to be enjoying it. No more king crab legs for you, Shaquisha. We're done with that shit. You get 2 years as what do they call that? A fully functioning, capable of working adult. You're an able-bodied adult, 2 years. And if you want the food stamps and you're not working, you need to put in at least 20 hours a week. We're not just going to give you this shit. You need to put in at least 20 hours a week. Get a part-time job. And understand you only got 2 years. 2 years on the Section 8, 2 years on the welfare, 2 years on the food stamps. You got 2 years. Only the elderly and the disabled, mentally and physically, get a pass. Which is really what it should be for. Yeah, now getting rid of welfare is racist, exactly. Because CNN told them, oh, it's racist. Like, what the fuck you mean it's racist? How is getting rid of welfare racist? It's getting you out of economic bondage. That shit has made you fat and lazy. Look at y'all. Look at this fucking hippopotamus. They got arrested down here in Texas. Cutting a fool, singing a song about this man's death in front of his people. Like, but it's both sides though. Even though nobody laid a hand on you. In fact, you got arrested for assault. She got arrested for assault. And he still didn't lay a hand on her. The guy who was stomping out Charlie Kirk's mural, and the guys caught him, they threw him to the ground, and then they held him till police came. They, oh my God. That'd been anybody else, they'd have kicked his teeth in. They needed an ambulance, but they didn't. You wonder why the HBCUs got death threats? Yeah, because you side with the Democratic Party. He racist. Oh yeah, what'd he say that was racist? That CNN, it was fucked up. I watched CNN. Because I'd be on autoplay. These two black dudes was talking about, it was two black dudes and two black females. One of the females was a Republican. And they were talking about something about black people in Charlie Kirk. So they played two clips out of context. Out of context. You know how you make a statement and then you give an example? So he was talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson and Joy Reid and Kamala Harris being DEI picks. Because Ketanji Brown Jackson, you hear her speak, that woman is a moron. In fact, like after like the first couple of rulings, especially the big one on immigration, this chick she didn't even read the goddamn the briefing on the case. She didn't even read the case. They asking her, what do you not agree with in the brief? She didn't even read the shit. The fuck out of here. And they got the nerve to say they picking on her. Knowing goddamn well she shouldn't have been up there in the first place. DEI hire. You already know about Kamala Harris. Oh no, I'm on. So I'm not even about to argue that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ray. Yeah, I didn't want to argue that. I mean, I just want to know what it was he was saying. I'm like, because I'm talking about the Republicans now. Like they sitting up here looking at this shit. Can you imagine if Kamala Harris was the president right now? This dude done stop what 6, 7 wars. You got the fucking Hamas ready to bring the hostages up out of the caves, but they're using them as human shields. There's like 20 of them left that the government knows of, because they know once they give them hostages. I mean, but you supposed to be, you all Allah and 72 virgins and all this shit. Why are you scared to die? Why are you scared to die? Huh? You're terrorists. You believe in the cause. You're ready to die for the cause. Well, it's over. The jig is up. You're not gonna. You really think? Let me ask you something. Do you really fucking think in your goddamn rabbit ass mind that your little band of 20 hostages is gonna make Israel give up all that land that they eventually siphoned off of you to where it's just the Gazian Strip, and now you can now kiss that goodbye? And now the final takeover is complete. Thanks, Hamas. This is just what we needed. Remember, they were saying that everybody had intelligence reports that something was going to jump off, except for Israel. Israel got the reports and ignored them. That was wild, wasn't it? Yeah, you can scream free Palestine all you want. That ain't gonna stop shit. What about Maui? What about the Palisades in California? Yeah, you don't give a shit. It's not what you paid to be concerned about. You sitting up here calling us racist because we believe, as Republicans, sitting up here calling us racist because we believe in law and order. Like, trust me, we don't like what's going on overseas in Israel either. But I mean, shit, it's too late for all that belly aching. Only thing we can do is build it back up and give them jobs if they want them. Because don't know what other country want them, because they're these backwater fucks that be over here cutting people's heads off and mercy killing their daughters. Sharia law. Yeah, we're not playing that over here. Imagine if Kamala Harris was president. Woohoo. I can see we would still be giving money to quote unquote Ukraine. He asked for 20 billion. He said we gave him 35 billion. He only see 5 billion. $36 trillion in debt. We're getting ready to go into a recession. Mission complete. Mission complete. Now we can let them kill each other off and fight for them, and whoever's left, we enslave into communism. Yeah, we'll let the illegals and the blacks and the whites, we'll let them all kill each other. I mean, we've decriminalized everything, so let them go hog wild. Communism for whoever wins. You forever get to be a cheap, low slave wage employee in this bankrupt country. Yeah, no, I'm trying to cook. Trying to cook. I like I said, I heard this debate, but that's why we're here. If he wants my Republican take, you have to start from the beginning. I'm sorry, my Democratic take. I'm doing the Republican now. No, but yeah, fuck that. These people are for God and country, clearly. Make America great again. Low crime, bring back some grown man jobs. Factory jobs. Wow. They're coming, ain't they? Hyundai plant. That was a factory job. 475 illegals? Well, South Koreans that had dirty paperwork. They were brought here. They were supposed to come to work, but the paperwork was dirty. And Trump told them, you build these factories, you hire Americans. Do you want to do the K-1 visa? Fine. We're going to tax the shit out of them. All their paperwork was dirty. Yeah. Snuck them through customs. Somebody dropped a slip. Hey, Wally, you better check this out. Run this upstairs. That guy looked a little fidgety to me. He looked fidgety to you. Oh, shit. Call the Department of Homeland Security. This guy's dirty. You know what I'm saying? The lady snitch. Ain't that how they got caught? The lady snitch. The paperwork was dirty. I ain't gonna lie. Trump is barely breaking even. Didn't deliver the foreign policy. Didn't deliver the Epstein files. The economy is doing a little better. Well, that Epstein stuff is still going on. It's a slow drag. It's a slow drag because you do understand right now your foreign policy right now, as far as like with Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Hamas, I mean, those are really your only two issues. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're caught up in these proxy situations, and it's like Trump and Putin made the deal. When they was in Alaska, they made the deal. Only thing, and then Trump ran the deal by the EU. This is why they all flew in the next day. Putin left. Putin came in on a Friday, left on a Sunday. The EU was there bright and early Monday morning before McDonald's was cutting on the lights to, sell you some McGriddles. I mean, they all showed up. Like, well, what did he say? Because Trump was like, get your ass over here. We need to have a meeting. He ready to sign the paperwork. Like, we carved everything out. We worked out a deal. Get your asses here. Yeah, I'm going to call Zelensky too. I'm going to get that little midget fuck in here too. And they all did their little introductions. We covered that. And then they went and they talked. And they said, hey, look, Zelensky, sign the paperwork. This is the deal. Like, we're no longer going to support you. You need to sign this deal, bro. They put some serious pressure on him in that room. And, let's just be honest. That's a stubborn little midget. That's why Russia's still fucking their shit up. Because he refuses to do the sit down with Putin and sign the paperwork. Like, at least talk to the guy. At least talk to the guy. But in all honesty, you need to take the deal. But you should at least talk to the guy and understand his side of the story. You say he tried to kill you 4 times. Maybe he'll apologize. Maybe he won't. But he too, just like Hamas, know that the instant he signed that paperwork, his shit is done. He is done. He is done. You think they really was gonna let you walk away with all them billions of dollars that you pocketed, selling American arms on the black market and shit, out there living a life of luxury? assassinating your political opponents, snatching young men off the streets. I mean, you really want to talk about some Gestapo shit? The Ukrainian army, they snatch young men off. You be walking your dog. There's videos of this dude walking his dog. The van pull up. The dudes jump out on some serious jump out boys. Snatch him up, throw him in the van, shut the door, and speed off. This ain't immigration. This is them kidnapping you and conscripting you. Take you to the barracks. You resist, they beat you until you comply. And then they train you and dump your ass out there on the front lines to become mincemeat. You really think after you sign them papers that the UN, well, mainly NATO, isn't going to punish you for that? You think you're going to walk away clean? You got another thing coming. 500 jobs that could have easily went to Americans. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That was the whole thing. So that's why them boys, they flew them up out of here over the weekend. I think yesterday. They left yesterday to Atlanta Hartsfield. International flight, first class. The fuck out of here. And then you got these dumb people in my comment section, liberals, of course. Where you gonna give 475 country bumpkins to, build a factory? These were the engineers. They were gonna teach them how to build the plant. Like, bitch, we invented the Model T. We've been building cars and working on cars. Like, literally, we are the inventor of cars. What the fuck you mean we don't know how to put together a Honda? Bubba and Skeeta can take that tractor apart, clean it down, and then put it back together as if it was on the factory assembly line. And that bitch will be running like it's brand new. Here's the problem right here. The oil defibrillator. Let's put it right together. The fuck you mean? This is Georgia. These people have skills. All they do is factory work. All they do is build factories out here. Movie sets and everything. Are you kidding me? Hell, earlier this summer, I was in the town where they filmed Stranger Things. All sorts of new growth out there because of the money, the revenue that what's it Netflix brought to that town. You see a lot of the new build. Fuck is you talking about? But that's a typical fucking liberal. All they got is a shitty college degree. So because they can't do anything with their shitty college degrees, they think the rest of the world is shitty and can't do shit like them. But I digress. I mean, we are in a Republican state, are we not? Only the inner city votes blue. And it's not enough. You'd have to cheat to win Georgia. All these guys do is work with their hands. They're your plumbers. They're your electricians. They're your carpenters. They're your roofers. Not all, but the majority. All you got is cotton slaves and arrogance. And you have a stranglehold on this black community. And it's like, when are they going to wake up and smell the coffee? Your over exposure to poverty has put some of your people, your worst downtrodden, into a real feral state. And when they're not targeting you, when they're within mixed company, they target mixed company. And you know, we can kind of get an exchange of fisticuffs. I mean, that's a man thing. It doesn't really matter what race. But it's the savagery that we see. And then we're trying to understand, what is this over decades long obsession with twerking? It's been over 10 years. Same thing with the sagging. It's been well over. You've been doing this shit since Tupac died. Trust me, we know. Our sons, that's when they first started doing it, because they was into the rap music, the hip hop music. They started dressing like your rappers. Yeah, my son was doing that at 14 years old, imitating Tupac because he thought he was cool. Oh man, Dad, you don't understand the struggles of the black man, and you know. That's how your son gets radicalized in college and shoots somebody over their, over their political beliefs. They're told he's racist. Right, so then that makes you racist too. You grew up in a house full of these people, and you didn't have a problem with it till you went off to college, and all of a sudden you started the white man this, the white man that, and Charlie Kirk this, and Charlie Kirk that, and oppress this and oppress that, and patriarchy this, patriarchy that, and your girlfriend is really your boyfriend. What the fuck is this shit? Porn in the schools? What? Drag time story hour in the library. They're how old? What? Your favorite store downtown didn't close because it's been ransacked. It's been looted. You lost your job as a manager at like a Walgreens or CVS or whatnot because of theft. Family Dollar because of theft. Dollar General because of theft. Walmart, which employs on average about 150, 300 people, shut down because of theft and violence. I mean, nothing could sum up the perfect example of your biggest problem is out in, I think it's San Francisco or Oakland. I think it's in Oakland. I believe it's called the Save Away or the Tops Grocery, whatever. One of those grocery stores, an offshoot of like a Kroger's. So all of them except for one shut down, and then this one that was there in the area, it was shutting down because of crime and theft. I mean, like, it'd be all out brawls in the store and shit. Yeah, I can only imagine how much product gets damaged when two people are going at it in the middle of a grocery store. It's not like they go out of their way to avoid the shelves and shit like they fighting in an I Spy movie. And then theft. And then you got old ladies getting mugged in the parking lot, like on a consistent basis. So they shut down the store. Yeah, food deserts because of that. And so they're shutting down the store, and they have the city black community leader, whatever, their version of Umar Johnson or whatever. No, he's not even community leader. I don't even know why I said his name. But now Sharpton type. This fool actually said on the news, if you shut down this store, you're gonna have a lot of hell to pay. Like making trying to say it's going to be a physical threat, like we're going to burn the store down or something, and it's like, that's why we're shutting the store down. Please go ahead. We don't own the property. We have insurance. It'll be sky high, but it's fine. Once we get our payout, we'll go ahead and cancel our insurance and start over new. Because we won't even be opening these stores anywhere else. So now you have a food desert. Again, all of this wouldn't be a problem if you did for self. Got off the welfare and did for self. Pulled your money together. Stay together as a family. Keep an eye over your children. Raise them well. Keep them out of trouble. Steer them towards a career. Steer them towards a better education. Help them out with their homework. Be a parent. Do that. I mean, I don't care if your kid is flipping fries. As long as they're not out here knocking old ladies upside the head outside of a grocery store, we really don't give a fuck what you do. Why are you behaving like animals? And it's like, we know you can do better. We know you can do better. We're just trying to understand, why don't you pick better leadership amongst your own people? You've got some good leadership amongst your own people, except you see them as Uncle Toms and coons. Like, but the real in your work version of Uncle Tom and a coon is somebody that dates outside the community and speaks with perfect diction. You know, a square. Somebody got a good job with a suit and tie on. Y'all see them as coons and sellouts and everything. Those that speak the truth about what's going on in the community. Oh, they coons. You the sellout. Oh, you sound like you get the chip. Reparations ain't gonna help you with that. And plus, the Democratic Party is the one that owes you the reparations, not the federal government. So stop asking. We're never going to cut you that check. You want reparations? Get it from the people that kept you enslaved. Remember, we fought the federal government. We fought to get you out of slavery. So you need to talk to the people who had you in slavery for your money. You know, the ones who got rich off of you. Yeah, you need to look. If you filed a docket, understand, you want your reparations. Okay, look, fuck. I mean, because good Lord, clearly none of you are smart enough to figure this fucking shit out. So let me help you. If you all wrote a class action lawsuit against the Democrats, once the Dixiecrats, you go after the families of the plantation owners, especially the ones that have money, and the companies involved that made money off of selling and trading you like a used automobile. If you actually did that, you proposed a bill to go through with a class action lawsuit against the Democratic Party for reparations. And if you ran it through Congress, we're a Republican Congress. We're a Republican majority Congress. If you were threatening to sue the Democrats for reparations for slavery, since they're the ones that are 100% responsible for it, not us, there's a strong chance that it might pass, especially now. Why you keep hollering to the federal government about it on the mics, not even saying or doing shit. You ain't proposed not one piece of fucking real paper that we can look at and be like, as the Republican led Congress, Senate, Supreme Court, blaming the true people who had you in slavery. You got them by name. I mean, the records are in the Smithsonian. Just because we took the majority of that slave shit out, where you just mainly had it just like all white people had a slave. Trust me, we have the records. All the log books and everything, we have them. We still have them. We're not throwing that shit out. Ask for it. Come in with some type of judgment to where we're forced to show it to you. I mean, we would probably ask for, legally, come back with something legal that says we have to show it to you, and we'll do it the proper way. So that way it's on paper. That's all that really is. We got it on paper that, yes, you came and you look. Yes, we can hold it up in court. So we can verify, yes, everything in that docket is true. We have the original records. They did come by to check this shit out. Submit some shit. I guarantee you there's a strong chance it might actually go through. Especially now. Strike while the iron is hot. $4 billion, $40 billion, whatever. We divvy it up by social security number. They know who we are simply by those numbers. So that way ain't gonna be no Heathers, because they have special social security numbers different from ours that are ADOS or NBA or whatever the fuck y'all going by nowadays. We have different social security numbers. Ours are special. They verify that we're 14th Amendment citizens. They know who we are. It's a matter of getting a lawyer that has the balls to take on the case, because these Democrats get violent when you come after them. That's Johnny Cochran. Oh, wait. Ask Charlie. Yeah, ask Trump. They get violent when they lose. I mean, goddamn. Joe Biden made a fool out of himself in the debate. 3 days later, they tried to take your fool head off. Try to take your fool head off, bro. I'm saying right now is the great time for black folks to abandon the Democratic Party. These fools got you out here. You so goddamn stupid. You imitating they fucking asses and losing your goddamn jobs. And you know how to act. Which brings us to Jasmine Crockett. And there's some black folks. Keep in mind, I'm still in Republican. Let me ask you something, black folks. Why the fuck y'all let her sit up here and imitate what she thinks? What she thinks. What appeals to black people. This sassy black, ghetto, gutter mouth says the most ignorant shit. The police don't solve crime. The police aren't there to prevent crime. They're there to solve it. Well, then what's the fucking point of patrols? I'm sorry, the National Guard has 100% showed us in Washington, D.C. that the police, there's a goddamn cop damn near on every block. Yeah, motherfuckers know how to play nice, don't they? You step out of the line in D.C., they have you up against a wall, spreading your feet out so quick, putting you in cuffs and taking you downtown. Disorderly conduct. Yeah. Cash bail. Oh, you got a warrant. Oh, you ain't getting out, bruh. We just probably look. Oh, yeah, John Smith. Yeah, we looking for you. Oh, look at here. What's the charge? Oh, he threatened. And this is the truth. This truly happened. Guy got arrested. Black guy, of course. looking like a caveman, threatened this white man and his wife with their newborn. He threatened to kill their baby. The father was holding the baby, comforting the baby. The wife was filming. He was telling the story of why this black man that the police had pinned up against the wall while he was getting arrested. They don't fuck around in DC no more. Jasmine Crockett said, police don't prevent crime. They just solve it. Okay. Well, that crime got solved super quick, didn't it? Super quick. Ignorant shit, man. Like, well, so you telling us what? That the police are just supposed to sit around at the stations drinking coffee and donuts until somebody calls 911 and then they go out and play Inspector Gadget? Yeah, they saving lives in DC. It's like, you can't sit up here and complain about I guess Trump being racist because he's using the National Guard to clean up the streets of crime, the inner cities of crime, where the majority of crime is black on black, be it shootings, stabbings, physical assault, robbery, carjackings. And then, of course, it spills over. When a girl who literally hid in a bunker and fled a war-torn country came here, got herself a little pizza job. She didn't have much of a social media presence. Like, looking into it, I think she had like maybe less than 12 pictures on her Instagram. And I mean, you see the pictures they parading of her, these little model shots. Her page wasn't littered with that. She barely had like 12 pictures. Sitting up there getting off work at her little pizza shop, trying to be inconspicuous but cute with the big glasses. Gets stabbed to death. For, as the black guy said, her murderer, I got that white girl. I got that white girl. I mean, it was really kind of fucking painful to sit there and watch him fidgeting around. And then when she sat down, he looked at her, unfolded the knife, and then pretended like he was getting off the train. And then, I mean, if you watch the whole video, the complete shock that hit her, like, it was like what did I do? Oh my God, what did I do? What happened? And everybody around her, because they were seeing how the black folks around her didn't do nothing. Because, I mean, they probably thought he like punched her. She wasn't squirting right away. And she probably thought he had punched her, but it just hurt real bad. Like, what the fuck? Why is it stinging? And then before she knew it, because everybody looked, you saw people look. One guy pulled out his phone, ready to capture, like, oh shit, yeah, this white girl. This dude just socked the shit out of this white girl for nothing. He was getting ready to do one of them numbers. And before you knew it, she was bleeding. By the time she realized what happened, she was already fading. Because it looked like he, of course, got that carotid artery. She was already gone. There was no saving her. Crockett is pro-crime. Trump has saved more black lives than Trump. What? Oh, Obama. Yeah. Obama didn't do shit for black people. No, but when they see shit like that, and then the Charlie Kirk situation, and you bouncing up and down, yeah, you're going to get some of those people that's going to make some threatening calls to some black colleges, because more than likely they probably geo-track where some of these videos were coming from. Oh, you go to this college, you go to that college. These little HBCUs. So then, in retaliation, they called in these threats. I mean, I doubt very highly they're going to do anything because, most people that's really going to do something are not going to tell you they're going to do it. They're just going to do it. But my thing is, based on having my ear to the ground, yeah, as far as concerning how the conservatives feel about not just the girl getting stabbed, but also, the Charlie Kirk situation, is that if, and this is my ear to the ground in Republican circles, conservative circles, they're going to call it. Their thing is this. They're no longer going to, and this is the general feeling, the general talk is like they're no longer going to just sit back anymore. They're done sitting back, letting stuff happen to them. You say there are a lot of sick people on public transportation. Yeah, remember in New York, they was pushing them people on the tracks? Wow. Did you hear about the hanging at the HBCU in Delaware? No, I did not. What's the deets on that? No, they're, from what I'm hearing, they're done. They're done being, the tolerant right. Because it's like they're tired of, and really this started with when Trump first ran for president way back in 2015. With being called Nazis and fascists, and then of course, you punch us in the face and then run like a scared little bitch when we go to hit you back. Oh wow, while you're running, because you cannot run us, we're eventually going to chase us. We're eventually going to catch you. No, we need to stop the violence. It's on both sides. You picking on me. You know what I'm saying? It's both sides are guilty. Oh, I thought I had First Amendment rights. That cowardly shit. You've been doing that for so long. You've been throwing your political opponents in jail. Those Trump people, yeah, on trumped up charges and stuff. I mean, January 6th was a prime example of, the lawfare that was used against Republicans. The serious offenders, the ones who put their hands on cops and whatnot, those people and committed arson if there was any arson. But the people who, had violent altercations with cops, Capitol Police, they're still in jail. It was the people that pretty much did nothing but, I guess you could say, trespass. Oh, they got sentences that were ridiculous for trespassing, because do understand at a point the Capitol Police just opened the doors and ushered the people in. The only thing they did was give themselves an unguided tour throughout the Capitol. Maybe sat in some desk chairs and whatnot, did some photo ops, stole some knickknacks. But as far as inside the Capitol itself, nothing got hurt. Nothing was looted. There was no burning down of anything. Nobody was chasing down congressmen looking to hurt them or anything like that. It wound up fizzling out into, some bullshit. One cop died, but he died of a heart attack a couple days later at home. And one woman died. She was shot by a Capitol police officer who is really, I think he's in court on that murder charge. Yeah, they charged him with murder because she was unarmed. You say 21-year-old black man was found hanging from a tree a few hours ago. I mean, I'm not validating the story, but like I said, they said that they were done playing around. The way they see it, the toughest thing that the Democrats have going for them right now, as far as any type of actual army that would have to be dealt with, would be the Hispanics and then us, the blacks. Of course, there'll be some of their own, usually a tranny. You know, their mass shooters now are trannies, transsexuals, whatever. They're trans. That's what their mass shooters now consist of. So they're pretty easy to spot. The government will handle the illegals. So that just leaves you and me. Black man, trans boy, fat blue whale lesbian. Yeah, you got some army guys on your side, but you don't have the numbers. Plus, you were only in there for the benefits. We were in there, not all, but we were in there to learn some shit. Yeah, you guys got some serious guys too. You know, those black guys in the military, oh yeah. I mean, them brothers was cold. We're not worried about you. It's your criminal division that's our biggest problem. Now, if you want to stand in our way, then fine. But the message will be sent. You say Delta State University might not be Delaware. Let me see. I know I got this UAP transparency hearing thing. Yeah, they hate what you become. Trust me, they hate what you become. Okay, so here it is. Student found hanged in a tree. Let's see here. I need to. All right, let me just go to the news story because people be.
Who was found on a campus hanging from a tree this morning. Campus officials and police made the announcement just a couple of hours ago in a news conference. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live in the studio this afternoon. He's been following the story at Delta State all day. Ross, what are investigators saying?
Well, Troy, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here is what we know right now. According to the Delta State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old DeMartravion Trey Reed. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central part of the campus. Reed is a Delta State student from Grenada. Now, there is already rampant social media speculation about what happened to Reed. At this point, investigators say there is no evidence of foul play.
Woo!
But we, of course, again, with our partners, we've investigated every avenue, and again, we continue to investigate.
The university has contacted the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Cleveland Police Department, and the Bolivar County Sheriff's Office to assist them in the investigation. Today was supposed to be a happy day on the Delta State campus, celebrating its 100th anniversary. Instead, they are mourning the loss of their student. Classes were canceled Monday, and
Well, I think 100 years ago, that was probably, sure, 100 years ago, that area wasn't a stranger.
it's unclear if they will resume on Tuesday. Back to you,
I'm
Troy.
not even trying to.
All right, Ross, thank you.
I'm not even trying to tell a joke. That was just the culture back then. Like, I'm serious.
With 16 WAPT is your breaking news leader. We are working to learn more on this breaking story. We will pass along details when they come in on the 16 WAPT mobile app, also at WAPT.
I mean, I don't even know what to make of it. Most Black people, because of the stigma, usually don't self-delete like that. Usually. Especially so publicly. I remember a case years ago, like back when I was in Ohio. I think I was still in the 2-bedroom townhouse. Or I might have been in the 2-bedroom garden, in them struggle apartments. That sucker was like $450 back then. Ooh, I missed them days. Any rate. There was a Black dude. He was found hung on the playground. Like, it was like the swing set, the chain was wrapped around his neck, and he had his pants pulled down to his ankles. Oh, no. They used the belt. They used this belt. That's why his pants was down to his ankles. Yeah, he was on the swing set. And it wasn't like his feet didn't touch the ground, because he was like his knees was bent. That's how low it was. You understand? That's how low it was. His knees was bent. But yet there he was. You understand? Here he was. There's a Black man in West Virginia. He won at the casino. And the next time they saw him, he was found, from a tree that was clearly, he was up way too high for it to be a suicide. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even the rope was tied to the tree. Like, he was up way too high. In both of those cases, the police proved it a suicide. Sure. Because they have no leads. Or maybe they do and they cover it up. But at any rate, from what they've shown, they have no leads. Same thing with this one. You have no leads. But we're in an Orwellian society. So I'm pretty sure some cameras have picked up something. Now, whether it gets buried or not, we'll see. But this is a huge story. Thank you for helping me break it. APM. It's a huge story. It's a huge story. It bears investigation. It really bears investigation. You should be able to find out who did this. Facial recognition technology and the ability to track people with all cameras all over the world, all over every street. I mean, you have to be way out in the freaking boonies somewhere to not get picked up by a camera that can track exactly where you're going. This is the city. There's a security cam, a ring cam, a traffic cam. Like hundreds, if not thousands of them within a 1 mile radius. You're trackable. Pick up the phone pings in that area. So around this time, where did this ping go? What was the next tower? Find out what next tower. Yeah, do a circle. Find out the next tower that this pinged off of. Maybe then we can figure out what ping it is and then get a trace on the line, find out whose cell phone this is. Yeah, solving crimes has just become so much easier. So much technically easier. It's tedious, but it's so much technically easier. We'll see where this goes. But the temperature is hot. It's hot. It's hot in these streets. These Republicans, they are out for blood. I'm just letting you know, they're out for blood, and they're not going to let you stand in their way. You want to be a foot soldier to the left? Okay. You know what would be messed up if it came out. You know, you put it to you like this. Okay, you already got a problem, but you know it's a problem if it comes out that he was a death celebrationer. Then you got a serious problem because now you're connecting dots. Like I said earlier in the earlier broadcast, they doxing these people. They know where you work. They know where you at while you filming your videos through geo-tracking. You understand? These people, they got hackers. They got some real smart kids that do computer stuff because, you know, they like education. Their kids are whiz kids with computers. Be committing all types of, you know, money scams and everything, but still, I mean, hey, they know how to geo-track. I mean, think about it. The kids that were working for Elon with Doge were like, I mean, like, I think the oldest one was like 23, 24. They saw the rest of them as like teenagers because they were like under, like a couple of them under 20. I think one guy was definitely 18 for sure. You know, these were the kids that were able to have like the rocket boosters or whatnot come back to their stations and dock instead of them just floating out in the ocean, and then you got to go and get a boat and a net and, you know, chug, you know, to where it's beeping at. No, these suckers detach off the rockets and then they fly their asses right back down and dock right where they took off at for maintenance and refueling. These are those kids. Conservatives, they can find you. They can find you. I swear to God, all this I hate. Let's hate. They got some fruit cakes over there too, you know. They just been real quiet. They've been quiet under the Trump administration, but they got some fruit cakes too. Isn't that one of the reasons you want gun control laws? So a good guy with a gun won't stop a bad guy with a gun? You never mention that. That's why there'll never be gun control laws in this country. Not the way you want them, with a disarmed citizenship. No, we will not be like, you're a bitch. You got us mistaken. The tree of liberty, you know, watered and all of that. Yeah, we believe in that. Thank you for forming the NRA. I have the NRA is mainly Republican now. Started off Dixiecrat, wound up in Republican control. They buy a lot of them too. They're nuts. They're fanatics. Some of them have been dreaming for this. Think they was playing Fortnite and Call of Duty for nothing. Now you think you hear so much abusive language. Well, you used to hear so much abusive language coming through those headphones from like kids that barely, they only have balls on their, I mean hair on their balls. Excuse me, I'm getting all umari. Only have hair on their nuts. They calling you all sorts of N words. About shooting up your folks. Like, man. Woo. They've been dreaming for this. These are not the problems that we want. They're not as black people. We don't want them problems. Don't get involved in white folks' issues. This is a white folks issue. Conservatives and liberals, let them fight it out. Stop trying to antagonize them. Why would you antagonize somebody that as much as you want to be white, it's not that you want to be, it's like black women claim they want the white Republican patriotic lifestyle. Housewife, you know, get to spend money, go shopping all the time, maybe 2 kids, whatever, have your own career. You know, you claim you want that. You claim you want that. Isn't that why you put the fake blonde hair in and the contacts? Well, they don't do the contacts no more. Ain't that why you do the blonde hair and talk like a valley girl? Talking all this, you know, swirling and all this stuff. But this is how you act. You're out here singing a song about a man being dead. And somehow you think we're going to respect you. Your sons are out here killing people. Your daughters are out here killing people and robbing and stealing. But you want me to... Let me explain something to you. Believe you me, we understand not all black people are monolith. We get that. But that specific type, that democratic type of you, no. Can't stand the sight of you. Rabid animals get put down, no? Is that not what we go hunting for? Look out, Ned, it's got right bars. It was self-defense. Roll the cameras back. I mean, that Charles Bronson, we're not too far off from Charles Bronson shit. We're not too far off from that, especially in the subways. I guess you could say Daniel Penny was Charles Bronson that night. But I mean, like, Charles Bronson. You just see a group of them acting rowdy. Make yourself a target by staring at them, staring them down. And then when all of a sudden, I guess the leader feel you reckless eyeballing them, you decide you're going to do the city a favor. You're not too far off from that. Yeah, trust me. Both sides see you as dumb animals, except one side sees you as dumb animals that they control, and the other one sees you as Jasmine Crockett. Why are you acting like dumb animals? We know you're not all like that because, I mean, we have black Republicans over here. They don't act like you do. But you call them coons and whitewash because they don't want to act like you. They don't want to act like you. They don't think like you. They're not a perpetual victim. Again, Jasmine Crockett, anyone. When she was sitting up there trying to beg in court for her seat, when she was fighting her case to trying to retain her seat in Congress, she was very professional. I mean, the whole ghetto accent, sister girl, lip smacking, finger snapping, all that was right out. It was like a 35-45 minute deposition, and she was just in her regular hair, her bone straight, speaking like she went to a $35,000 a year school and then went on to get a law degree. She spoke like that. Not Kiki from Popeyes. She's embarrassing. But you support that. Why? To you, that's acting black? Oh my God, come on. How pathetic is that? You call that acting black. Please don't tell me you call that acting black. That's a minstrel show. Bought and paid for by Alex Soros. She has a picture with him. Yeah, she goes around the United States at these fundraisers, putting on that minstrel show. Governor Hot Wheels. In front of all these rich white folks, and they just tonight's entertainment was wonderful. Oh my God, did you hear the things that came out of that congresswoman's mouth? Oh my God. Like, oh my God, did you hear that she thinks she's gonna run for president? She couldn't even win her oversight seat. She came in dead last. Well, yeah, the second time, she dropped out. She got like no votes. I don't even think she voted for herself. So dumb. Look. She caught on that we were just using her to do her sister girl act, her political blackface act. And then she thought, look, now that she's done, she thinks that we're going to elevate her to a position of power. She's so funny. She figured it out. Oh, look, she's now on social media crying about it, how we hurt her fifis. Oh, that's okay. She'll be back. She's just pouting like a little girl. You know how these spoiled little black girls are. The Democratic Party. They don't get their way. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Look, now she's trying to claim racism as the reason why she's losing her congressional seat in Texas. Yeah, we pulled a fast one on you, didn't you? Yeah. You thought you were going to be in Congress for a long time, didn't you? No. We have ways of getting rid of you. and caveman Al Green, because he's also going to be cut from that. You want to win your seat, win a primary. How about that? Go ahead. Win a primary in a majority Republican district. Even the legals, even the immigrants down here vote Republican. Yeah, good luck with that, Jasmine Crockett. Al Kane Green. Oh, now it's racism. Now it's foul. Now it's illegal when we do it. So you're going to try to do it in California. Well, we just turned around and did it in the least likeliest of place. I forget the state, but they gerrymandered that one. They did some gerrymandering in that one. I think they picked up 3 to 5 seats, something like that, for the primaries. There's no more states for you to gerrymander. You're gonna lose big. You have videos of black people talking about they're leaving the Democratic Party because of all of this Charlie Kirk celebration crap. They see you as ghouls, as sickos. They didn't sign up for this. Yeah, that was a rare. Thank you for. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can ever imagine. Nothing rings so true right now. And these are the youth and some old people. They're like, no. We didn't know. Well, no. I am not that common sense says, no, I'm not associating with this.
HDMI.
And we welcome them with open arms. I mean, hell, Tulsi Gabbard, head of intelligence. I mean, the things she found on the Obamas and the Russiagate situation. I mean, goodness gracious me. Once she realized it's best not to be a media whore and do her goddamn job, oh, she's damn good. Robert F. Kennedy is getting the food dyes out of the food. He cut off. He's the reason why you can't buy junk food with food stamps, just so you know. And he's getting down to the cause of autism instead of just sitting back and trusting the science. Why do you think you had the chick got fired from the CDC and then all those other people quit? And one guy that quit talking about, oh, this is tyranny and fascism, all this stuff. Some doctor, this dude, they got pictures. I don't know why he did this. He has pictures of himself in a gay leather outfit from head to toe with the hat and the gloves and the whip. The stripy chest. How you wear a plaid shirt, but it was like the plaid type of crisscross, but nothing, just black crisscross type of shirt with leather chaps and high-heeled boots that laced up at up to the knee. Him and some other guy. He got these pictures on the internet. And the reason why he got fired is because he was using pronouns. And by executive order, you can no longer do that. So he did it anyway. No, he's the one that quit. So apparently he quit, or did he get fired? Either way, he's no longer there. But the two issues that came up was not just those pictures, but also, not just the pronouns in the bio, but also he was using the term pregnant persons, which, Trump signed into executive order, which passed, by the way, that there will be no more pregnant people, pregnant. It's either pregnant female or it's nothing. We're not playing the biology stupid game anymore. But the pictures explained it. And it's like, and the question, of course, was asked, do you want this motherfucker talking to you about CDC stuff? When he run around talking about some pregnant persons and pronouns in his bio in 2025? Hell no. Bro, bro, bye. Your services are no longer welcomed. No telling what the hell you putting out here in these needles. Dr. Fauci, I mean the whole auto pen scandal, Dr. Fauci, they took away his pardon and his immunity and his security detail. And I think what it is, he's going to reveal all of the side effects that came with that shot, like all of them, because they hid half of them. Like I Googled it. I remember reading all of the things that caused it. And one of the things was what happened to Damar Hamlin. It happened to a lot of people across the world that took that shot. Yeah, that heart situation. Or it gave you accelerated cancer, almost instant cancer. I believe that's what happened with my father. He was fine until he got his. And for some reason, So he got 2 Moderna shots. Because I can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. And trust me, I tried to talk him out of it, but he was insistent. You would think he would know better. So after 2 shots, suddenly next thing you know, stage 4 prostate cancer that spread to his bones. And it's like, where the fuck did this come from? To where it's this bad? What the fuck? We've been running back and forth from the VA all this time, and suddenly now you're just not catching it? That doesn't make any sense because you're always doing blood work. So that doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? He goes to the VA a lot. Appointments. They do blood work. You just not finding it after he done got these Moderna shots. Suddenly now it's this severe. Yeah, you guys can get the fuck out of my CDC. So yeah, I think Trump picked his cabinet of former Democrats well. I'm sorry, I had to set the stage so you can understand what the hell was going on in the CDC. I think Robert F. Kennedy is rooting it. Bye, she quit. You want to quit? You can go too, motherfucker. Turn in your badge and your keys. You can go. Don't worry. You can come pick your personal effects up in this black trash bag by the dumpster. When we call you tomorrow, it'll have your name on it. Steven. Shit. Yeah, this guy's not fucking around. This new Republican Party, this MAGA party, they want to get black people off of welfare, off the government's teeth. They want to get black men working. That's why Trump said black jobs. What are black jobs? Black jobs that black people work. What the fuck you mean? Any job. Any job. But the majority of you, mainly Democrats, you're unskilled labor. So these factory jobs are perfect for you. I'm trying to bring them back. I'm bringing them back through the tariffs. What the fuck? 475 Asians I just kicked out of the fucking country. All of them. Every last one of them. Get the fuck out of here with your dirty paperwork. I told you to hire Americans. You know, black people know how to build factories too. Those are jobs. Half of those jobs black folks could be working on them jobs. Black folks know how to build houses. It ain't just the whites and the Mexicans. Black men know how to build houses. We know how to build factories. We know how to pour some concrete. We know how to build office space. And we can work the jobs in there from the computer room all the way down to the damn forklift, the picker. We, as black men, we need them fucking jobs. This is terrible. I mean, it's so bad. Brothers done turn to YouTube, social media, whatnot, trying to make a living. The biggest thing that worked for men on TikTok is gaming videos, but on YouTube is constant content creation. 3-4 videos a day. And time always be on. That tube be flooding my thumb. Like, goddamn, man. Him, Aquarius Wave, Kingdom Reacts, Brandon Lehman. I mean, these guys they be making content. They got bills to pay. And they all come from different walks of life. But you know how the internet is, especially YouTube. YouTube is funny. That fuck around, shadow ban and demonetize your ass on a heartbeat. The one dude before he passed, he was always talking about how YouTube owed black community like $2 billion or something like that. I mean, he was just obsessed with it. It's like, dude, they never gonna get up unless you file a class action lawsuit. But then you had to prove that you were shadow banned, which really shouldn't be hard. All you gotta do is just look at your algorithms. And whatever video you probably triggered the shadow ban, I'm pretty sure it's marked as a copyright or, an adult content, or it was demonetized or something like that. They leave you a paper trail. They let you know. Shaky ground, my friend. Shaky ground. Shaky ground. Factory job, office job, truck driving job, because those, once them factories go up, trucks, they're gonna need truckers, whether you independent or work for the company. They're gonna need truckers. Subcontractor job, driving A to B. Come back and get some more. They're gonna need truckers. The money gonna be flowing. People gonna be having the money because they got the jobs. They got these factory jobs, be it front office or warehouse. You think they ain't gonna be buying up all these products? That's more jobs for people who are consumers. You can't have these stores open if you got crime the way it is right now in these blue cities. No, you have to fix your crime problem before these factories get up and running. Otherwise, what's the point? Deal with your black crime problem now, or your crime problem, whatever, that you'll probably be having to deal with mostly black, and black people will call it racist because Pookie, Ray Ray, Gloctavius, and Phil Antonio were finally getting arrested for terrorizing the neighborhood. All types of warrants out on them and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe Sheila will miss getting slapped around by her baby's dad. Who knows? You want to act like an animal, we're going to throw you in the cage with an animal. That's what they're thinking. That's what comes out of their mouth. In not so direct ways. But if you listen, that's what you hear. Meanwhile, the Democratic circles are just trying to protect this shit. They like the chaos. They like the instability. Regular white liberal is an anarchist. They've turned to anarchy, both socially and politically. Meanwhile, the Republicans are trying to restore order. You know, there's a reason why I watch Forbes or the White House, or maybe the local news, if they cover it. If you notice, I don't really do a lot of Fox News or CNN shows unless they're interviewing somebody like, one of the members of cabinet. I'll do those. But I mainly stick to Forbes or the White House because they show the actual full interviews. And I would rather watch the full interviews than a Fox News or CNN where they spin the narrative. Because, both networks, they're built on trying to lean a certain way. They're both built to lean a certain way. So I'd rather hear it for myself and then maybe check in and see what their opinions on it are. And see who's thinking what I'm thinking. Of course, Fox goes overboard and CNN is ridiculous. I know for sure everybody's a little racist. Everybody's a little racist. Shit, my original channel, all I did was talk about racism up and down the internet every night. Long shows like this, ranting and screaming and cursing about racism. But they deleted that channel, and in a sense, I'm glad they did because it was so outdated. All the things that I was ranting and raving about, they don't do that anymore. Cops aren't out here brutalizing us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and in between meal snacks. Not like they were, especially during the Obama era. Ooh, it was Snuff Film City. Yeah, a lot of that, a lot, 99.9% of it calmed the hell down. What, the biggest thing to rant and rave about was that dude getting socked in his jaw 2 times because he didn't want to comply? Yeah, bro, you ain't getting no money out of that. That's Florida. Yeah, you wasted your time paying that retainer to Ben Crump. Now I know it wasn't cheap. It was probably was good between 10 and 40K. Just to come up there and, you know, do some victim Olympics vocabulary. I think Al Sharpton was down there too, trying to get in on the hustle. Yeah, it didn't work out at all, did it? Yeah, they came back with, no, that officer, he didn't use excessive force. And you ain't giving you shit. Now get out of our face. Oh, by the way, show up in court in 30 days with this ticket. Oh, you thought we dropped the charges? That's the biggest thing y'all got to go on? That's your biggest outrage? And keep in mind, I'm not trying to rub it in. I'm just saying, things have changed. You know what I mean? Jesse Smollett's done popped up out of the woodwork since Jesse Smollett. That chick, the college chick that was singing the song and got arrested, the water buffalo, she's sitting up here arguing with these people about whether or not the man was racist. And then somebody pointed out the fact, I think he said something about the fatherless homes or DEI, whatever it was. Oh no, yeah, it was fatherless homes. And she all of a sudden, he called me the N-word. She now, I mean, just out of nowhere. That's why all of a sudden she started dancing around singing that song or whatnot. Because the guy held a mirror up to her face. Be like, hold on, like, get the fuck up out of here. He was tired of taking the verbal abuse. He didn't want to hear that shit no more. Like, how about you, instead of worrying about our vigil, why don't you go fix your community? And that just set her off. Yeah, fake racism. Because nobody wanted to play into her victim card. Those people were avid listeners of Kirk. They don't believe what he said was racist at all. I mean, the kid backed it up by yelling out one of his talking points. You need to clean up your community. That's racist, though, I guess. I did a whole 3-hour show on this shit. We went through what? How many videos did we do? 4? Of them going through black people asking some tough talking points, trying to find the racism. These people are pissed. They don't want to hear that shit from us. Best not to be on the Democratic side. That's your best bet, or you're going to see Republican racism. Or what you call Republican racism. And trust me, again, they know the difference just like Democrats do. And that white woman called Byron Donald, why aren't you on our side? Aren't you a black man? I'm like, no. When he introduced himself as, you know, I'm your Republican representative, Brian Donald. Oh, you're a race traitor. You're a coon. Bitch, what? Like, I'm about to be your governor. No, you ain't. Oh, yes, the hell I am. And yes, the hell he is. I'd advise you not to make it hard on yourself. Because do believe you me, I feel like stomping you white lesbian, man-hating feminists, I intend on stomping your asses into the dirt using the pen, which is mightier than the sword. Yeah, I don't think you really want to be on the Democratic side. And I'm not saying take the Republican side either. Let me be clear. Does not mean take the Republican side either. I am independent. I voted for Jill Stein. I knew Trump was going to win. He didn't need my vote. But I definitely voted for the woman that was talking about reparations. I don't know how she would have fared against Putin and all the other stuff. And the tariffs and all of that probably would have failed miserably, because it's not like she has experience. It's not like she's ever talked to a world leader before with her grassroots movement. So I gave it to Jill Stein because I figured we needed a third party in the next presidential primaries. Yeah, just to shake things up a little. Like she said, all we needed was 5% of the vote. Just collectively, 5% of the vote to get on that stage. Yeah, got my vote. Probably won't win, but let's shake things up a little bit. Yeah, it's just easier to go independent. Be a free thinker. As Lewis say, they're looking for a more comfortable slave master. Like, shit, fuck a slave master. Be your own master. Compete for my vote. I'm not just giving it to you simply because, you keep my mama's welfare check coming in. Fuck all that. You want my vote, compete for it. If you're not offering my community a straight up tangible, well, what tangibles are you offering that we can take advantage of, because it's open to everybody, because discrimination is illegal. They dare you to say the word nigga on the internet. You kidding me? Your ass will be fired and shunned within 24 to 48 hours. But yeah, what opportunities can we as a people take advantage of, because they're open to everybody? If I can't get no tangibles directly, then I want to at least, what I got to do to get these tangibles that everybody can get, because and beats Nan. And beats Nan. Shit. That's why you see a Hispanic father down in Texas standing outside of the ICE application acceptance building, taking pictures of these white, fat, lesbian, unfuckable Democrat women protesting the facility. Yeah, son, say cheese. Let's get one. Yeah. And wait, let me get her in the shot. All right, you ready? She in the background with her sign. Yeah, click. Like, come on, let's go turn in these applications, fill out these resumes. You still listening to them bitches? Really? You still listening to them bitches? Them's your leaders. That's the side you picked. You vote for them consistently. No, be your own goddamn man. Be your own goddamn man. You can lean liberal all you want to, but vote for policies that help you, if whether directly or indirectly. Think as far as what's better for the country. What's better for the country where everybody benefits? I mean, we're men. We're supposed to compete, right? Isn't that in our nature? Or have we become like our mamas and just expect people to hand us shit? I'm just saying. The best test of your own metal is when you literally hang out your brick and mortar shingle. Because now you're responsible for more than just yourself. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with an online business. But once you open that brick and mortar, I mean, it opens the door to a whole new possibilities, but also responsibilities. You know, like rent and insurance and utilities. Employees, you probably might hire at least 2 people. Or, you know, a secretary and then somebody work freelance. It's whatever. It's all right. Pretty soon, come 2027, 2028, but I think 2027 especially, I think there's going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of Black folks when their benefits are up. Yeah, their benefits are up because look at how they're cutting state funding. They turned everything to the school district. The states are going to be forced to balance their budget, and because of possible corruption and mismanagement of the budget, or the budget being stretched too thin, yeah, the government's not going to be too reluctant at all to pay your rent and give you food stamps plus a check. For another 2 years of really just kind of sitting on your ass. I mean, you do have to work for those food stamps at least 20 hours a week, but as far as like having a repeat offender, repeat applicant that's able to get out here and get a job, yeah, your application is going to the bottom of the pile. Matter of fact, we'll add on more before we get to you. We want to process these elderly and disabled quickly. We want to get these unhoused veterans. They all, the 3 of them get priority. Budget is tight. We just can't help you, Sharkeisha. Well, where are your children's babies' fathers? You have 3 of them, right? Where are their fathers? Can't the children stay with them? Why aren't you with any of their fathers? I mean, Jesus Christ, your children are a year apart, all 3 of them. What is this? All about 3 different dudes? What is this? So I'm just sitting up here shaking my head thinking of how we do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves and then want to blame the white man. Please show me the white man. When you come out of your room, that's what I want y'all to do. Take a picture of the white man sitting at your kitchen or dining room table, handing you a nice big cup of coffee, freshly brewed as he sips on his and wants to sit down and go over the itinerary of the 3 racisms he's going to perform on you that day. Send me the pic. Hello, Jerome. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a racism with your boss here at about 11:30 in front of that cute girl you like. Yeah, at 1:30, yes, the waiter is going to perform a racism on you as he delivers your sandwich because you got mad that you felt that they were taking too long to eat until your lunch break. But really, the reason why your lunch break is short is because you clocked out and then you start bitching and horsing around with your so-called co-workers, or you took a call from your girlfriend / baby mama and stood there on the loading dock arguing with her, smoking a cigarette, and before you knew it, shit, I running short on my lunch break. So now you call this guy a dumb motherfucker or whatever, and then he says something back to you. He performs racism, and of course, you know, it's all over social media. Well, but it really doesn't go anywhere because who the hell are you? And yeah, we're gonna have a white guy to give you. He's gonna perform a racism on you with a middle finger and a swear word on your way home from work in the middle of traffic. You're gonna feel like you cut him off, and he's gonna perform racism. Then when you get to it, back to the house, you know, I'll have you sign some documents, and you know, we'll log it, and I'll see you in the morning. I mean, I know I like to have fun with that because the way some of these brothers and sisters be playing victim, you would swear that was their reality. You would swear that was their reality. That they're, oh my God. Everywhere I go, there's a racism or microaggression. Oh, I'm such a soft little bitch. I mean, good Lord. I'm so glad I'm so done with that shit. I'm so glad I'm so done with that shit. I mean, I didn't take it that far, but man, you find yourself losing years off of your life worrying about that shit. And my stepmother passed right there in that booth at Ponderosa. Where at Ponderosa? I know he was at a steakhouse. She was worried about black folks and Trump, and then started rubbing her temple saying she didn't feel right, and then boom, she went down. And then 4 days later, they pulled the plug because she was brain dead. She had an aneurysm. Those are her last words to me. I'm worried about black folks and Trump. Oh, my head hurt. Oh, God. I remember that like it was yesterday. In all honesty, if y'all familiar with Coach Communications, she was the heart and soul of that store. She was the heart and soul of that business. And she was very smart with money. But yeah, it was the last thing she said to me. No longer seeing Trump's first term, a lot of black folks made money. In the second term, one of the things that I was covering was the money. Early on, he was talking about all of these corporations and whatnot signing contracts with the U.S. government, and the money was to be had. Before U.S. Steel merged with Nippon Steel, it didn't matter what the hell was going on with the tariffs. That steel contract just stayed growing. Tesla supposedly was supposed to be down because of the burning cars. That shit shot up. They were so surprised the next day. It shot up because people heard that the reason they were doing it, they were trying to tank the stock. The people was like, oh, okay. The Republican Party was like, oh, okay, we'll show you. And he went out and bought like millions of shares. Last time I checked my stocks, which was yesterday, the shares were still doing pretty good. The only one that makes me pause and sigh like that is Apple. Like, dude, y'all signed a $500 billion contract. What is going on with you? I guess they're waiting to build their plants because, they're tempered glass. They're now moving it. They're going to make it here in the United States instead of overseas in the Southeast Asian country. Yeah, so they have to build their factory. I believe that's why their stock went down. I mean, this is Apple we're talking about here. iPads, iPhones, watches, earbuds. That shit sells like hotcakes. Every 8 months. Especially, that's the holiday season too. I'm not worried about their stock. Let me get off of that because it makes it sound I'm not giving out stock tips. This was in for entertainment purposes only. At any rate, yeah, I mean the money is there to be made. Nvidia has been just steady growing. That AI stock he was talking about, or the AI company. Yeah, I mean they was just. That's why This is why I covered the press conferences. He sent up here naming early on in February through April. He was naming all of these companies that were signing these contracts with America, and you could just see those that had publicly traded stocks. Yeah, because they're getting a steady stream of business, and most of them was construction stock, construction and AI technology. Yeah, opportunities are granted for everybody to take advantage of. If you know what the hell you're listening to, if you know what you're looking for. Some of these conservative YouTubers are eating. I'm just looking at their numbers. I mean, these are the 3 times a day streamers, but they are collecting an audience. Because that's the YouTube hustle. You got to stay constant in the algorithm. Always posting content. APC. Always post content. And this news cycle is hot because this presidency is hard. Not to be ghoulish, but this Charlie Kirk situation, I mean, good Lord, just look at the numbers on these videos compared to all their others. The opportunities are there. You just got to take them. You got to know how to take them. You got to know what to do to seize that moment. Is that racist? Is that not the American way? After all, we are a capitalist society. We compete for money. One of the most taxed nations in the world. Foreigners will tell you that, like, good Lord, like the taxes in the United States are crazy. We're like, are they? We're used to this shit. I mean, we buy bottled water. We don't really care about taxes. Yes, they tax us on that bottled water too. Yeah, they tax us on the water. Yeah, we know America is expensive. Shit, at least we can afford it. So I laugh. What Charlie Kirk told that black man, he's like, the poorest of you are some of the wealthiest black men in the world, especially like in like Africa, like as far as on average. Like, are you kidding me? Like the way the U.S. dollar values, especially like South America, Africa, Asia, even in China. You outweigh them. Any place where one US dollar is worth $56 to $78 in somebody else's money in another country. Yeah, some of the wealthiest black people in America, some of the wealthiest blacks in the world. But what do we do with our money? Do we invest? Do we save? What are we spending on? What are our spending habits? Is it racist to want that? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. That's what you should be conserving. Most married couples save money and they stack their green faster if they, both come to a mutual understanding. Well, most married couples have like a joint savings account. They just both stack their ends in that joint savings account. And I mean, we get it. I mean, you're saving the money so you can do stuff like maybe buy a new TV or go on a trip or the home repair. Maybe you're looking to buy a home. This is your wealth. This is your spending power. You buy a home, now you've got equity. You bought the home for $250K. You saved up money, maybe got a loan, whatever, upgraded it. So now it's worth $350K, if not $400, based on improvements. You have equity in your home. You just turn the profit. All you gotta do is just claim it. Like selling it, of course. But I'm just saying. Instead, what are we doing? We're spending $400,000 on a fucking truck. As a wedding gift. Huge epidemic of black athletes going broke within 3 years of leaving, either be it a basketball or football player. Money's gone. Within 3 years, your money's gone. You find yourself like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, playing way past your age of retirement because, you had bills to pay. The Lakers gift you with a motorcycle. You sitting on the motorcycle doing the photo op, and all through your head, you're just wondering how much you could sell this motherfucker for. Yeah, I'll gladly take this motorcycle. Don't be surprised you see this motherfucker rode by Billy Bob going down Santa Monica Highway. Yeah, don't be sad. You knew I needed the money, bruh. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got pretty penny for that. That dude's a collector. I charged him double and a half. He paid it too. Check cleared. All right, let me get out of here. Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem we have is financial literacy. I mean, I get it, we have the issue with the women and all that, but in all honesty, like, give a fuck what they think. You can go live your life and do whatever the hell you want to do. You said you can do it without me, right? Even though every time I turn on social media, you're sitting up here crying about getting evicted and our life is hard, and where all the men gone, and all this silly shit after you destroyed your life. Yeah, financial literacy is way more important. That way you can figure out to get out of this damn hole, get out of this rut. This constant need to grow, to live in squalor and poverty and mediocrity. No. You want more for yourself, brother. You're a king, ain't you? Treat yourself like a king. Shit. ICE, if you're able, ICE is hiring $50,000 signing bonus, $60,000 towards your student loan debt if you have it. Up to $50K signing bonus, by the way. Up to. Your experience counts. Either way, you're going to get a signing bonus check. Full benefits and everything. All you got to do is just chase Hector down an alley. Hit him with a taser. Cuff him and stuff him. All right, let me get out of here. I'm on here way too long, but in all honesty, that's really the difference. They both see you as dumb animals, but the Republicans know that you can do so much better, and the Democrats are feeding off of your own self-perpetuated ignorance, because you make good foot soldiers. You make good cannon fodder against the Republican Party. They taught you well how to pretend to be a victim. Everything is Whitey's fault, except for theirs, because I'm right there with y'all. Come on, tell them more. Say more. Tell them off. Do it for us. I mean, for you. I laughed. One chick was like, well, what's she saying? Because I used to think this back in my early 20s. The gangbangers in the neighborhood, one day they gonna turn the guns on the white folks, as far as like like Republicans. Like, are you kidding me? Like, these motherfuckers, we show up, they scatter. Or they get to talking all tough, but the second one of them get body slammed and cuffed, he crying for his mama in the back seat. I ain't do nothing. Bro, you got a warrant. I ain't do nothing. I love you, mom. They're not your foot soldiers. Okay, they're the ones who are victimizing the people. You think they're gonna fight for the people they victimize? You got another thing coming. Ain't no niggas with switches in Chicago gonna shoot at nothing but you and your grandma and your kids. They not shooting at no National Guardsmen. I don't even know why you even thought that. That's some dusty talk right there, boy. That's that fake pro-blackness. Like, get the hell up out of here. Like, bruh, go ask the gangbangers, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? But go ask the gangbangers in Chicago. I mean, weapons they fired at the National Guard when they rolled up in their shitty neighborhoods. They're so gang infested. The neighborhoods where the carjackers and everything, where they come from. Yeah, what happened? Who's left? Who's left? They cleaned out 3/4 of the people probably gone. Damn. Snatched them all up, huh? Damn. The whole 5th Street crew, huh? Damn. I guess you gotta wait till they get out. Somebody get out, then you can ask them how many pull the trigger, because the local news is saying nothing. Hey man, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I guess it's fun to be an idealist.
Black people have always had a certain amount of moral currency that we have been using. And let me be the first to tell you, that's used up. White America has been watching us act like fools for a long enough time where any sympathy they may have had to our plight is completely gone. You're approaching a country that, forget hating black people or not hating black people, they just don't care. You can be talking about affirmative action, they can be like, I don't care. It literally is of no importance to me. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about segregation. I don't care about you. I don't care how many of you all go to jail. I don't care at all, because I'm broke. You can't be the proud, noble fighter when every single time someone sees a person that looks like you on television, they're acting like a damn fool. How would they know? How would they know you're not a damn fool?